Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here today. This is our last day of the first annual Ocean Fair, organized by the Early Career Ocean Professionals Network, the program for the Africa Node. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support of each one of you that has been in this journey throughout the week together. It has been a week so enriched with so many engagements and productive discussions with our partners, with our supporters, and I really appreciate that. And I hope each one of you had a very good insights about the ECOP Africa Node and what we conduct throughout this past year since the program has been implemented, and also brought opportunities for you as a member of the network. Today's is actually the subject that I think everybody is looking for, opportunities, right? So we're gonna have been a day, the last day, dedicated to fundraising, and also we're gonna launch our newsletter for the Africa Node that we are so proud of. I just want to thanks a few people from the ECOP program that has been so supported for us and the organization of this event, especially our global coordinator, Virginia Costianine, who is going to be today giving us a little bit of her impressions about the ECOP program for the Africa Node in this weekend, throughout this week. And then also special thanks to Natalie Fox, our communications coordinator, that also has been giving a lot of support and a lot of help and assistance during the organization of this event. Special thanks also for all the core team of the Africa Node, all the national coordinators and core team of each national node. Thank you so much for the support. My hub coordinators also, thank you so much. All the partners and also all the other core team members, which are the fundraising team, communications and media, and my assistant, Chamaka. Thank you so much. I just want to go through quickly with you in our last day of activities for the event. I believe you can see my screen. So today is Friday. This is the last day of the annual Ocean Fair. Like I said, we're gonna then start with the presentation by Alinda with Adiza. Adiza will be not here, unfortunately, but Alinda will be presenting on behalf of the fundraising task team about the ECOP African Node fundraising strategy. So this is a quite good presentation where you as a ECOP member of the network can take advantage of how you can find opportunities for you, where you can look for opportunities for you. All right. And after that, we're going to have a 5 minutes Q&A session. I just want to remind you that please raise your hand if you want to do your questions directly to Linda, and then we can allow you to speak. But you also are welcome to use the Q&A session at the bottom of the Zoom platform and drop your question in there. As soon as we finalize the session, then with the last day of our preliminary regional survey, today dedicated just to fundraising, we want to understand from you as a member of the network what priorities and challenges we have in the African context in terms of fundraising for ocean-related careers, regardless if you are a scientist or emerging scientist or conservationist. You can be a fisherman, you can be a filmmaker, an artist, but passionate about the ocean. This is really good for us to have a feedback from you on how we can improve our fundraising strategy, but also how we can reach out to possible sponsors where they can support financially some initiatives and activities within the node, but also in terms of participation in ocean-related discussions globally and regionally. So we're going to have this survey for 30 minutes. After that, then we're going to have Louise Lance and Hadia Kohli, our coordinators of the Communications and Media Task team, launching the African Node newsletter. This is a very exciting launch and activities that they are leading to, because from now and on, from today and on, every month, you're going to receive on your email that you have registered in the ECOP Global Database, our African ECOP newsletter. And this is going to be dedicated just for African-related subjects. We're not going to only talk about our participations as core members in events, but also we're going to reach out to opportunities, highlight some projects specific of the members of the network, and they're going to give you a briefing on how you can reach out to them in case you want to highlight your project, your study project, or anything else that you're doing in your country. Finally, I'm going to take over then with the last session on highlighting how you can support the ECOP Africa Node, and then we're also going to have our global coordinator, like I mentioned, giving us a word about her impressions of the week. And then we close the day and the event this week. Thank you so much. Now I welcome Linda. Please, Linda, you're welcome to start your presentation and introduce yourself. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. All right. Hi, everyone. Just give me a second to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. All right. So, greetings, everyone. Thank you for giving the fundraising task team the opportunity to present the fundraising strategy with the ECOP Africa Node. My name is Linda Nsifel, and I am based in Ghana. So my background is in oceanography and fisheries, which I did for my bachelor's, and then I continued with a master's in marine biodiversity and conservation. But I've worked in different capacities. One of my roles was a data impact coordinator, monitoring and evaluation and grants coordinator, communications and fundraising. And yeah, all these experiences have kind of prepped me for this opportunity to serve with the ECOP Africa Node. All right, so let's dive into the content of our presentation. So I will run through our objectives, the fundraising options that we would like to propose, and please bear in mind it's not an exhaustive list. Then also share a few resources that we can make use of, and then potential users of funds, and then how we can be contacted for further discussions. All right, so I'll begin with our objectives. So we have three main objectives for developing this strategy. So the first one has to do with providing ECOP Africa members with a guide for generating funds internally to run activities and projects. So throughout the week, I've listened keenly to most of our presentations, and especially yesterday with the day set aside for ECOP country nodes to present on the various activities that they are embarking on or wish to embark on. And I believe a fundraising strategy of this nature could provide some guidelines or at least some ideas on what they can do differently as far as generating funds internally are concerned. And then the second objective would be that this strategy will be used as a tool for attracting potential funding agencies, investors, philanthropists, funders, and donors. Yeah, so there are lots of institutions out there that are looking for great opportunities to direct their funds into. And so I believe that ECOP Africa in particular is well positioned to receive funds, as have been demonstrated by the various country nodes, the great work that they're doing and how they intend to scale their activities. So I believe that even as we've been kind of talking about our fundraising campaign during this week, I believe that this will be an opportunity for funders, investors, philanthropists, and donors to come on board to support ECOP Africa. And then the third objective is that this strategy will enable us to contribute to the overall fundraising strategy of the global ECOP. So we all know that ECOP Africa is part of a bigger vision That's the global ECOP, set by the global ECOP. And so we want to also see how best we can plug in to the activities of the global ECOP as far as our fundraising strategy is concerned. Okay, so the next thing I would like to draw attention to are the various fundraising options. And as I mentioned earlier, it's not an exhaustive list. And I believe there are some participants here who have experience with fundraising, or you've been part of fundraising teams. And so it will be great for you to also share what we can do, or how we can also consider other options as part of what I'll be sharing in a bit. Okay, so the first option to consider is crowdfunding, and I believe most of us are familiar with crowdfunding. Essentially, there are a number of fundraising platforms that are focused on pooling resources from individuals or organizations to support a cause. So crowdfunding is one way for us to consider in terms of fundraising. And there are a number of crowdfunding platforms. Some examples mentioned here are Chango, Collabo, Mchanga, Africa, Indiegogo, etc. So this could be an option to think about. The second one has to do with donations from funding agencies, investors, or philanthropies. So these could also be reached out to by sending cold emails, or placing cold calls, or even networking with them during events to support us with sponsorship or provide us with travel support. And then the third option will be to consider how we can use various investment instruments to help us raise funds. So if you mentioned here treasury bills, mutual funds, bonds, blockchain, etc. And of course, there are legal implications that go with this as well. And some of our leaders from the country notes have expressed concerns about the challenge with accessing funds because the ECOP country office they are running in their respective countries is not, let's say, recognized as a legal entity per se. So probably this is something we could look at also in depth as we advance our fundraising activities. Okay, so moving on. So the fourth one would be to look at project grants. Essentially want to also see how we can develop the capacity of ECOP Africa in terms of how they can draft excellent and attractive project proposals for accessing project grants. There are a lot of us here who have brilliant ideas on projects that we can implement in our countries and Africa as a whole. And so there's the need for us to see how best we can combine our expertise to access project grants. And the fifth one has to do with financial contributions. So if I remember correctly, one of the country notes, I think it was Cameroon, said that they collect some contributions from their members to be able to execute the activities. And I think it's commendable that they've been able to lead on this. So this is also an option that we can consider as well in terms of, encouraging members to support financially to contribute to various initiatives within ECOP Africa. And then the sixth option will be for us to see how best we can monetize our digital platforms or take advantage of our social media presence. So some of us would be aware that the YouTube company allows for monetization of their platforms. And I know that ECOP Africa, or at least the global ECOP, has presence on YouTube and other social media platforms that we could explore to see how best we can monetize these platforms and see how we can consider them as alternative income streams. Okay, so let's move on to resources. So these are just some suggested resources that we can consider. And the first one is look at in terms of how we access sponsorship or grants or funds in general. So of course, obviously, there's the need for us to draft letters to send out to these potential sponsors or for us to access these grants. So the idea would be for the fundraising task team to kind of develop templates for ECOP officers or nodes to use. But of course, you're also at liberty to use whatever templates work for you. And then also we have an acquisition list of potential funders and donors. And of course, we'll be sharing or looking at the opportunities page on the ECOP website as well, just to remind members here that opportunities will also be shared there as well. It's also important that while accessing funds, especially for grants, we have our documents ready. So proposal documents, which includes a budget, would be of great importance here. Of course, per the opportunity that you access, there'll be a number of requirements or requests that will be made. And so it's also good that you follow what is presented in the call for proposals or wherever, whatever the opportunity is asking of us or of your country node. And then, of course, we have to also consider how best we can present ECOP Africa as a legal entity. So it's important that we also come together, we think through how we present ourselves with regards to our legal presence and have registration documents readily available upon request. And then if it's feasible, also have a joint or like a bank account in the name of ECOP Africa, or maybe we could decentralize it amongst the ECOP Africa country offices or nodes as well, to see how best funds can also be pulled together into one account. And then in terms of contribution pledge forms, so one of the options that was presented as a way for us to generate funds was through members coming together to contribute an amount. It could be like a standing contribution or ad hoc contribution, as and when members are able to contribute, or when the need arises. Maybe if there's an upcoming project or program that needs to be planned for, the leader of that particular node can mobilize everyone to contribute a specific amount that is gentle on the pockets of members. One other thing to maybe look at is probably consider having a fund manager, maybe at the ECOP Africa level, or probably within the country nodes as well. You have someone designated to handle your funds, of course, with the support from the fundraising team. And then also identify signatories within your country nodes, or if we look at it at a grander scale within the ECOP Africa leadership, maybe designate a few people to also serve as signatories in case we need to officially sign any documents between any entity that we are sourcing funds from. Okay, so let's move on to the usage of funds. So these are a few possible uses of funds. So of course, the number of us who would like to attend events. So yes, these funds would potentially be used for travel stipends, to support members to travel for events or for any engagements outside of their nodes or Africa as a whole. And then the second use of funds would be for administrative activities for ECOP Africa members. The third one would be on branding and digital marketing. So how best we can push our agenda on our digital platforms. Of course, there's the need to invest or channel funds purposely for that as well. And then another usage would be to support projects, initiatives, or any activities that we as members are undertaking. And then also look at how best we can internally generate funds through investment instruments that I've listed or cited already. Okay, so I would like to take this opportunity to invite any potential sponsor, funder, any partner that wants to support ECOP Africa. You can reach out to us by sending us an email through the fundraising_africa@ecopdecade.org, or you can visit our webpage where you can get more information about ECOP Africa and see which of the initiatives, projects, or activities that you would wish to support. And on this note, I'd like to bring the presentation to an end officially. I want to find out if I have time to go through the opportunities page on the ECOP website, or we take our questions
Yes.
now.
You can go ahead, Linda,
Okay.
please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll reshare my screen again. Okay, I believe you can all see my screen. Okay, so I'll just navigate through this webpage quickly on the ecopdecade.org website. So when you arrive on this webpage, there's a tab which is labeled opportunities. And when you scroll down, you'd see that there are a number of options that you can visit when you click on the various tabs. So the first one is on funding, which is like the core of our conversation today. So we have a number of opportunities listed here. Of course, this page needs to be updated, and it's up to myself and Adiza to ensure that this page is populated. But essentially, the aim of showing you this page is for you to know where these opportunities can be accessed moving forward. So you just come here, you access whichever opportunity. You can visit the website. The website information is here, a little description about the opportunity, as well as information about the deadline and so on. Yeah, and then we also have opportunities on capacity development, and we have colleagues who are also responsible for updating this page as well. So we heard from our colleagues in charge of trainings and capacity development this week. And so, yeah, this is also where you can access any opportunities on capacity development. And then we also have some calls to action here as well that you can be a part of. Yeah, so I think essentially that's it.
Linda, sorry.
Yes, Ms.
We also should remind them that at the bottom of the Africa Nodes webpage, they can find a link there called Opportunities Database. If you can show them there, Linda, please go to our page, please, and open up. You're going to see the table of contents for the page. And then you're going to see item 14, Opportunities Database. If you click there, you're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the web page for the Africa node, and you're going to see a list of opportunities for African ECOPs that's fitting into the category of African ECOPs. It can be opportunities not only provided in the continent, but abroad. So if you click there, If, can you just click that for them to see, Linda, please?
Okay, let
You
me
can
reshare
share
my
your
screen.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm on at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, just
So
go
it's
to
this one?
not this opportunity. No, go up a little.
Okay.
Go up. You're gonna see opportunities database in our website. Go up a
Yeah.
little. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Click there.
Yeah.
And then that's it. This is a the Google document that each member of the network can access. You can only view it, of course, you cannot edit it, but we provide a list of opportunities. If you just go scroll down a little, Linda, please, so they can see what type of opportunities we list there. There's
Okay.
competitions like awards, thesis awards, or awards related to a project specifically for like climate change or conservation initiatives to the oceans, fellowships, the conference support to attend conference or like a registration waiving or fees, stipends to attend conferences. There are jobs opportunities, and again, grants and awards of a wide range of subjects. So you just have to go through and click on the links. Some of these links, however, are outdated. But our team, fundraising team, Linda and Adiza, will be updating these more regularly from next year. So the name of the opportunity might be the same, but the link is up to date. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's basically this document were the one built up by our team of coordinators, Sophia Laris and Samuel Boamar from the Capacity Development and the Ocean Literacy Hubs. And together now, Linda and Adiza from the fundraising test team are also assisting on updating this database. So anyone can access that. So now you as a member of the network who has been wondering where you can find opportunities for you, this is a place to start. We basically compile, thank Sophia and Samuel especially for that. Thank you so much. It was a hard work to compile all these opportunities into one place because we understand that as a student, especially students, in the beginning of the ocean career, still kind of don't know where to find. There's no more connections. The network where they are in maybe are not that active yet. So these documents will assist you on where you want to do the next step on your career. So if you are a master's student or a PhD student, if you want to get a grant for training or support to carry on your projects, you may find it there. All right. And then you can contact directly the funders of these opportunities to get more guidelines on where you can how and when you can submit your applications. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to guide you through that, but maybe in a later stage for can build up like a webinar workshop on how you build a proposal for grant submissions, things like that, but it's very general. For now, I think it's better you, if you need these opportunities, please contact these institutions. They are leading these opportunities directly, if it's a job or grant or travel grant, fellowships, and so on. And so this document is also gonna be soon feed into the ECOP global database of opportunities that Linda just showed you. The ECOP Global will update that database to be more user friendly, so you can basically you're gonna be able to refine your survey of opportunities related to the region that you would like to go or you are based on. So let's say you are here in Africa, you want to stay in Africa, so you can refine your survey just to see grants, opportunities, or fellowships, PhD, masters, fellowships, opportunities, and you're gonna refine that this is a project that our global coordinator is heading. And we hope that in 2025, you're going to be able to access this all in only one place in the website. But we, as the ECOP Africa Node, we're going to commit ourselves to keep you up to date for more African-related opportunities as much as possible. And again, using the newsletter, our African Node newsletter, our beloved coordinators, Louise and Hadia, will make sure also to share, opportunities on social media and through the newsletter. So just keep up to date and keep your eyes open to that. I think that's it. Anything else, Linda?
Well, there's one current opportunity I just want to probably share in the chat quickly. So it's called the Ocean Grants. I think, yeah, the Ocean Grants application. So it's currently, well, it will be launched officially in January, but they are going to have an info session, I believe, today. So I think if members here are interested, they can be a part of it. So essentially, this grant program supports locally led projects to deliver lasting change to the marine environment and coastal communities. So if there are colleagues here who would like to apply later on, I think they can register for the info session. It's happening today, but then there's also information on the website. So I've shared the links to the website and also the Zoom link to the information session as well. That's it.
It's great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you. Chiamaka, can you take over now the Q&A session, please? Hello, Chiamaka. Can you hear us? Well, we can start the Q&A session. Anyone who's interested on asking question to Linda, please raise your hand and we can allow you to speak up. Please, you can also use the Q&A session here at the bottom of the Zoom platform. You can drop your questions there to Linda in terms of funds and grants and fellowships. She might be able to help you. I have seen someone asking question here, Gadawe. Gadawe, is that it? Gadawe would like to speak up instead. Raise your hand if you do. But his question is, can each node coordinator proceed with registering their node locally to enable funding applications in consultation with the ECOP Africa coordinator? This is an issue. Oh yeah, that's it. I'll allow to speak, which is yeah, there you go. Yes, Gadaway. Thank you so much for your question. Can you hear us?
Are you hearing me? Hello.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, wherever you are. So I was actually concerned. Firstly, I'm Gadawe Gadbo, co-coordinator of ECOP Africa Node Liberia, and I've been following the fair for the past days. So I have this question because from our side, we have been much more concerned as to the procedure to try to register ECOP Africa node in Liberia that will also apply for funding to undertake projects, because we know that if we are not registered locally, we cannot proceed in the application of funding. So I thought to ask this question: if it's possible that we can proceed with registering our nodes locally and also in consultation with the coordinator.
Yeah, so that's a question actually that has been raised by all the coordinators from all the national nodes and the emerging nodes. This is a kind of a tricky situation that we are in as a curb program, because we are not legitimate. We are basically part of the UNESCO and IOC UNESCO campaign on UN Ocean Decay. So we are not an institution. We're not organization. We're just a program. So it's a little bit tricky. However, I think, in my opinion, the way forward to attract fundings by the nodes themselves applying for funds would be to get a host institution in your country. So a host institution would be able to be, they have to have a commitment actually 100% with your node, and then they can then receive the funds on your behalf. You can still have a joint application on behalf of your node, or the region. In the case of us, if we do like a joint regional application, but ideally we need to have a host institution. And the objective to have this host institution would be, because then if it's a university, a research institution, let's say, or a fisheries business, whatever, they are able to manage to receive and manage this funding on your behalf, on the behalf of the node. And also highlighting the discussions that we had yesterday about transparency and how the funds are managed internally within each node. That would be maybe a best approach to avoid any kind of misunderstanding internally within the node of who is going to be the one in charge to manage the funds for the node. We had recently a case within one of our nodes that where they won an award, but now they're stuck in receiving these funds because, again, they don't have the legal status to receive a fund. And in the time of that application, there was no formal host institution. So now we are trying to talk to the sponsor to see if we can just change or have someone else, like an institution, to be the host of their country, and then they can receive the funds on behalf of the node. That's why it's important here to stress the importance to reach out to your national decade committee, because maybe they can also assist you with that. All right. But this is a conversation that's also it's reach out more to the core team, and we can discuss this further in a later stage within us on the best way forward to receive funds by each national node. But what we would like to highlight here in terms of the members is that regardless of this legal status of the node, we can still provide for them and share opportunities for them for they enhance their careers in emotionally related professionals. So that's the main importance right now to raise the fundraising campaign, so we can get sponsors that we can feed into opportunities for the whole members of the network, not only the core team members. And I hope I answered your question, but we will be able to carry on with this discussion and try to maybe set up a strategy together with LinkedIn teams of at the national and node level, the best way forward to get these funds applications going. Yes.
Can I do a follow-up, please?
Sorry?
Can I do a follow-up, please?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure. So I got you very clearly, but one of the issues is the issue of recognition. So, for example, if let me use Liberia as a case study, if for example we're not registered, and it is, apart from even getting funding, is a bit difficult for national government to even recognize, or just in case in terms of partnership. So for example, even if you want to do the partnership, for example, with the EPA of Liberia, or maybe the national feature of Liberia, if you are not recognized, it's very recognized locally and by the Liberian government, it's actually difficult to even do partnership. So the fund is one aspect, and recognition is another aspect, because if ECOP ECOP Node Liberia is trying to undertake project, even if he gets that fund, for example, we want to be recognized to see the work we are doing back home. It's not just only about it being recognized globally, but even locally, our national government needs to understand that, okay, we are implementing such a project, or we are doing this work that is very important for our country and also the world large. So recognition is another aspect. So if we are not recognized, it's very difficult to do a lot of things. So this is why it's very important for us to be registered locally and to see how best we can undertake most of our project with our holders. So this is my my concern, and this was my follow-up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're definitely gonna reach out to this discussion further with our global coordinator in future opportunities. And I encourage each one of you that are part of the core team also engage with us in the monthly meetings that we have set up since last month, so we can bring out this to the table and discuss more internally on the way forward. This is the type of discussion that is really needed. It's like a number one in terms of funds at the moment. Me, myself, Linda, and Adiza, we already discussed that, and that's in our actually objective number one for next year, to sit down and discuss so we can include in the strategic plan for the 5 years of the program. So please encourage each one of you, core team coordinators and test team coordinator, to engage with us in the upcoming months so we can discuss this further. But I would like to give the floor now for other members of the network to please raise their questions related to opportunities. If you do have your questions that you would like to ask to Linda in terms of how you can find opportunities for your carry on your PhD or your master's, or maybe even advice in terms of, oh, okay, now I'm a student, but I don't know which option to go, what field I should go, or anything, please raise your hand. You're welcome to drop also your question in the bottom of the platform, the Zoom platform. I'm gonna give you a few minutes, please. Just raise your hand. All right, I assume we don't have questions, Linda, so we can proceed then with the survey, preliminary survey. Like I said, we are doing a preliminary survey each day of the 5 days of this event. And each day we had a different subject. So Monday we had a survey related to the regional node. Tuesday, capacity building, and Wednesday, ocean literacy. Yesterday, we only have a survey directed at the national level, how we can improve our activities for the national level. And today, we're gonna do for fundraising. So we're gonna now launch the survey. We have 10 questions for our attendees. Unfortunately, panelists, you cannot answer to that, but the attendees can. And we really encourage you to answer to this question so we can try to discuss the best approach as the Africa node to reach out to possible sponsors, and also to keeping an eye for opportunities that already has some source of funds, but we are not aware that it is one of the most needed for you, that fits better at your stage, what you're looking for. So Linda, you can launch the poll, please.
Okay. Okay, the poll has been launched. I hope participants can access the poll. It should be on your screens. Okay, so I'll read out the questions. So the first question is, what type of fundraising support would you like to receive from the ECOP Africa node and national nodes? So the options are grant writing, crowdfunding campaign, donations, call for proposals, requests for sponsorship. Second question is, what priority activities do you need to raise funds for? And the options are projects, campaigns, outreach programs, event attendance, logistics, and transportation. Moving on to question 3.
For them
Please.
to answer, Linda, just 2 minutes for these 2 questions, so they can just go through themselves a little.
Okay, sure.
All right, so we can give them 2 minutes, so you can go through the first question. What type of fundraising supports would you like to receive from ECOP Africa and national nodes? Is it support in terms of grant writing, crowdfunding campaigns, donations, call for proposals, or requests for sponsorship? The second question would be, what priorities activities do you need to raise funds for? Do you want activities related to projects, campaigns, outreach programs, event attendance, logistics, or transportation? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Okay, Linda, you can go forward.
Okay. Number 3. What's this? Okay, so number 3, what are the challenges your node faces when raising funds? So the options are legal issues, other requirements with regards to recommendation, documentation, presenting ECOP as a recognized or registered entity. The second one is access to a bank account. The third option is limited opportunities available. The next one is project does not match the requirements in funding applications. And then the last option is lack of interest or no response from funding organization. Okay, so just give you a few seconds to respond to that. Okay, question 4 is how important to you are the following funding options for ECOPs in Africa? So we have academic scholarship bursary. So here it's more of a rating. So just indicates the rating you want to give to each of the funding options. Then the second one is research funding and grants. Then paid internships. The next one is financial support to startups, NGOs, and young nonprofits. And then we have travel, accommodation, and registration fees to attend in-person events, for example, training, workshops, and conferences. So just a few seconds to respond to those questions.
Just to clarify
Yeah, question
quickly,
9.
so the questions 4 2 through, let's see here, 8. It's a scale from 1 to 3. 1 meaning that this is least important for you, and 3 most important for you. So if you really would like, for example, to see funds directed to academic scholarships and bursaries, this is one of the priorities, then you select number 3. If you don't think that's important, then you just select number 1. You think it's halfway, number 2.
We have one more question. Should we go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. So the last question is, what innovative fundraising ideas do you suggest ECOP Africa could explore to support its members? So we have the options as follows. The first one is organizing virtual events such as webinars or online courses with a participation fee. Next option is partnering with local businesses or governments for sponsorship. Third option is developing merchandise or material, example branded apparel, eco-friendly products to raise funds. And yeah, I think there's still one more question. So that's question 10. So let me just give participants a few minutes to answer question 9.
I see that only half of the attendees has answered so far the survey. Please, I encourage you to participate. It's so important for us to understand how we can improve the opportunities directed for ECOPs and, if possible, provided by the ECOP Africa node in the future years. This is so important for us to have insights on that. Please participate. We're going to give you a few more minutes, and also we can come back quickly to other questions again, just to give some more time and maybe clarify a few things. I see Foba Sandra said that she cannot respond to the poll, Foba. I'm not sure. Do you see the poll on your screen?
So I think I noticed she's a panelist. If I recall, panelists cannot access.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So again, panelists cannot answer, just the attendees.
Okay, so I'll read out the last question if that's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so if you have your own fundraising idea for how ECOP Africa could support its members, please let us know. So you're expected to provide a short answer for the last question.
All right, so let's go quickly to the first question, just go through. Okay, I can do that. So the first question was, what type of funding support would you like to receive from ECOP Africa and the national nodes from Africa? You want to see granting, writing support, crowdfunding, campaign support, donations, call for proposals, or requests for sponsorships? The second question would be, what priority activities do you need to raise funds for? This is a very important question, by the way. You want funds for projects, campaigns, outreach programs, event attendance, logistics, or transportation. In terms of transportation, could be also related to attend a local event, like conference, workshops, or even to assist your project somehow in the field work. Question number 3, what are the challenges your node face when raising funds? Is legal issues? It's access to the bank accounts? Is limited opportunities available? Project does not match the requirements in funding applications, or lack of interest or no response from funding organizations. Question number 4, how important to you are the following funding options for ECOPs in Africa? So these questions is rating scale from 1 to 3. 1 least important, 3 most important. So for you, academics, fellowships, and bursaries, research fundings and grants for 5, for 6, paid internships, for 7, financial support to start up and young non-profits, or travel accommodation, registration fees to attend in-person events in number 8. Now, the last 2 questions. What innovative funding raising ideas do you suggest for ECOP Africa and the national nodes, of course, to explore in support to its members? It is to organize virtual events such as webinars, online courses with the participation fee. So these funds will be directed to future activities within your national nodes that can benefit you as a member. Or you think partnering with local business or governments for sponsorships, then these sponsorships will be then directed to the progress within the national nodes or at the regional level, or developing merchandise materials related to ECOP Africa, such as branded apparel, eco-friendly products like coffee mugs, etc., to raise funds, keyrings as well. And so that will be the three options for question number 9. And then finally, if you do have any other fundraising idea they would like to suggest, you're welcome to write down over here. But you can also open up a Q&A session quickly just to get some inputs when we finalize the pool. I see only 64% of our participants, attendants have participated on the survey. Please, we encourage you to answer. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes, 2 more minutes to answer these questions. One more minute for the questions for the survey, please. Final seconds. So we can finalize the pool, and then we're gonna display the results here to go through each of the questions. All right, Linda, I think you can finalize the pool, please.
Okay, ending the poll now. Okay, poll ended. So I move on to sharing of results.
All right, you can just go through each of them, Linda, and I can assist you.
Okay. So starting with question 1, what type of fundraising support would you like to receive from the ECOP Africa node and national nodes? So we had majority of participants indicating grant writing, which was the highest. So we had 47%. And then the second most voted option was call for proposals. We had 37% of participants responding or selecting that as an option. No, sorry, it's rather request for sponsorship that got the second highest of 42%, and then the third one being call for proposals with a percentage of 37%. And then, well, the least that was selected was crowdfunding campaign. Interesting. Okay, so I believe just by looking at the highest or the most responded option, grant writing, it means that we probably have to look at how we can develop ECOP members, ECOP Africa members' capacity with regards to grant writing. So
Yes,
we'll take that up.
that'll be interesting.
Okay, so second question, what priority activities do you need to raise funds for? Okay, so the most selected option was projects. So we had 68% of participants responding, selecting projects as the priority activity that they would want to raise funds for. And then the second one, constituting 58% of responses, was outreach programs. Yeah, so I believe these are key priorities for our ECOP Africa members in terms of the usage of funds within their nodes. Really interesting. Okay, so third question was, what are the challenges your node faces when raising funds? Okay, so the most voted answer was limited opportunities available, constituting 47%. Very interesting. And then the second most voted response was lack of interest or no response from funding organizations. Okay. Yeah, I identify with the second option a lot as well from experience. Okay, so I think that in terms of limited opportunities available, I think that it's something we are still in the process of trying to address. And I think that it was good that we were able to share the opportunity spreadsheet with members here. So as we said, we've indicated that we would continuously update that spreadsheet so members can access the opportunities available. And also, if you're on the ECOP Africa WhatsApp group page, there are lots of opportunities that are shared there as well. Yeah, so please, if you're not there, please get in touch with your national node coordinator, and then you can be added to the platform. So the fourth one is, how important to you are the following funding options for ECOPs in Africa? Okay, so the rating scale for academic scholarships and bursaries. So we had 84% that indicated that academic scholarships and bursaries are most important to them. And then we have the next question, how important, okay, so it's the same question. And then we have the rating given to research funding and grants. So we had 95% that gave a vote of 3. And then we have paid internships, 74% also voted or gave us a rating of 3. Then we have financial support to startups, NGOs, and young nonprofits. Also 74% voted 3. Then travel, accommodation, and registration fees to attend in-person events, for example, trainings, workshops, and conferences. 79% also voted 3. Okay, so just looking at the option with the highest rating, I'd say it's the one on research funding and grants, if I'm correct. Yeah. Okay, so I think that says something in terms of what people consider most important in terms of funding options. Okay, so I think that in our search as a fundraising task team, probably would focus or channel more of our energies into looking for research funding and grants, but that does not mean that the other funding options will not be considered as well. But it looks like just by the look at the results, we'll probably need to focus more of our efforts in that direction. Okay, so number 9, question 9, what innovative fundraising ideas do you suggest ECOP Africa could explore to support its members? Okay, so we have the most voted answer of 79% being partnering with local businesses or governments for sponsorship. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, so I think that we'll probably have to figure out how best we can do that. And then question 10, if you have your own fundraising idea for how ECOP Africa could support its members, please let us know. Okay, so I think this was an open, this required an open response from members. Yeah, so if there were any of such answers to that particular question, that probably we can discuss, or you probably filled out during the poll, you can also share, because I can't read those answers here.
Linda, I was gonna say I can't do that.
Okay.
I can have access there. I just wanted to share with the respondents of this survey some of these own ideas of fundraising, so we can just have a brief discussion here at the end. I think we can stop sharing for now the survey, and I'm just gonna go through the link with the answers. And I was just going through actually while we were speaking. I'm gonna share it quickly on the screen. I believe you can see my screen now. So
Yes.
some of them, thank you so much for putting up some personal suggestions. This is very important for us. But what I would really like to see here is from, I don't know who is Perhaps 92 said that the local communities could be partners to make them feel part of the project. I think this statement and this opinion here is very, very important, because the ECOP program is not only addressed to ocean sciences related professionals. We also need to engage with the local communities. In terms of fundraising, yeah, it would be a good strategy to partner with local communities like riverine communities and fishermen communities, or women-led organization relating to ocean conservancy or conservancy in Africa, in indigenous knowledge, to be part of us in this fundraising campaign. I think this is a really good thought that whoever wrote here, please introduce yourself if you like in the chat. I would like to know who is this. Let's see other ones. Efforts towards projects with the ability to make huge impact in ocean-related affairs will most likely attract funds. For example, regional initiative on reducing emission on African waters. Yes, I also think this is a really good suggestion where we can try to at least identify opportunities that can provide funds for this type projects in ocean sciences that has a big impact at a regional level. And then someone else also indicated here, perhaps funding African candidates and fund the bigger projects. So in terms of PhD, you're definitely going to find these opportunities in the spreadsheets available in our webpage and the opportunities database for the African website. Please go through that, and you're going to probably find the opportunities for PhD funding, not only Africa, but abroad, that can be aligned to your project and your goals as ocean-related professionals. And finally, through sports events, I think this is really nice. They'll be really good. Also, very good suggestions. Thank you so much who also done this suggestion. Maybe we should look into maybe a soccer competition between the the members of the network and the national nodes. That would be kind of amazing. And any other sports, maybe aquatic sports related to the ocean, like surfing competitions or I don't know, even that we're open to any kind of that. And then, yes, we could get sponsors related to sports to embark on this journey with us locally. I mean, this is really good suggestion, and I really appreciate for every one of you that I wrote down that. And like I said, and Linda also stressed that the importance of get these insights and have events like this is to get this type of engagement at especially if the members, they are not every month connected to us through the the internal core team. This is very, very, very important. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We're definitely gonna take into consideration that, right, Linda?
Right.
All right, so now we can proceed with our program. We gonna have now our Medias and Communication team, Louise Lanson and Hadia Okoli, talking about their role at the Communications and Media test team within the ECOP Africa Node, and also they're gonna launch the ECOP Africa Node newsletter. Welcome, Louise and Hadia. The floor is yours. Hello, Louise.
Hello
Hadia.
everyone. Yes, I am here. Hello everyone. Now I will share my screen.
Okay. Sorry, Hadia, there's a music in the background there somehow.
Yeah, now you can see my screen. You can see my screen now.
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Hadir. I am communication lead, Louise. My background is marine aquaculture, and now I am master student of marine aquaculture and sustainable aquaculture management and fisheries management. I am interested in communication, and I hold now different positions related to communication in aquaculture and gender-based violence. And I talk with you now about communication, and I want to ask you. You can write in chat.
Sorry, Hadia, before you proceed, just make sure you put on presenter mode,
Key
please.
or important for all of you. I will talk. It is okay now, Sarah?
Yes, yes, great. Thank
Okay, I want to talk about why communication is key for us. And when we talk about communication, we talk about building connection, sharing stories, and inspiring action. Connection is important because it helps us to stay informed and united as a network. And celebration, it means recognize and amplify the incredible work being done by ECOP African Node in different regions. And inspiration, when you take action, that means you encourage all people to do the same and do their best to do something new and different. And you motivate others to achieve more achievement and share stories of success and impact. Our goals of the ECOP African newsletter inform to provide update on ECOP Africa's project, event, and milestone, and inspire, highlight success stories and best practice from ECOP across Africa, empower, share funding, training, new networking opportunities, and empower share funding. Is specific to each in ECO, project update and success stories, spotlight of national opportunities like funding, event, and training, highlight of partnership and collaboration, how to contribute. Uh, the best thing for all of you to share, not be silent, share your project, idea, achievements, submit opportunities, event, or topic of your interest, and be part of shaping the narrative of ECOP Africa. And as I said, don't be silent, keep us updated and share different things with us. And now, why this newsletters matters? Because it is a platform for your stories to be heard and to encourage people and to inform people who is ECOP Africa and what they did and do. And it is tools for connecting, learning, and growing together. And it is reflections of our shared commitment to ocean sustainability and achievements. Now, I want to thank you all, and I will take you around in the website.
Thank you so much, Hadia. Thank you so much for this nice presentation. Are you gonna go
Okay,
through
now,
the newsletter
now
or
I will
me?
share. Now I will take you in our news letters. It includes in different things like ECO African Node, and at the first we welcome all of you. And then expanding our African network, like welcoming all different nodes like Benin, Cameroon, Morocco, Nigeria, and so on. And then we talk about how to empowering the next generations, use at ocean to do more action. And then we share our achievement like capacity development and our ocean fair now, and definitely African youth consultations, and how to encourage people to call to actions, and finally how to support to this newsletter represents much more than just a collection of updates. It is a reflection of who we are and what we stand for as a community. And I encourage all of you to contribute to newsletter, share your stories with authorities by sharing your project, achievement, or ideas. Your voice matter, and this newsletter will only be as strong as the contribution we make to it. So I encourage you to make it a vibrant and impactful resource of our inter-community as ECOP Africa, because I saw a lot of achievement for all news, and I think it is important to be heard and be written. So in closing, I want to thank everyone who worked as possible as he can to bring this newsletter to life. And this is a proud moment for all of us, and I am confident it became a viable tool for strengthening our network and driving our Chair Division for Ocean. Thank
Thank you, Hadia. Hadia, can you hear us? Hello, Hadia. I think we lost her. Just check here. Hi, Hadia, are you there? Thank you so much for the presentation, Hadia, and congratulations on the launch of the ECOP African Node newsletter. You're gonna be receiving, like I said, the newsletter every month if you register in our database. So if you haven't registered yet, you have to register in the ECOP Global Database first in order to receive this newsletter monthly into your email inbox. All right. I'm gonna send you the details on how you can register just now. I just wanted to open up the questions from the audience for Hadia or Louise in terms of communications with the ECOP Africa node. If you do have questions directed to Hadia or Louise, please raise your hand or use your Q&A button session in the Zoom platform, please. No questions from the audience? Well, I do have a question for Hadia and Louise, if she's still here, Hadia. When the core team members, but also the members of our network can reach out to you or Louise to contribute towards the newsletter, either by highlighting their own projects that they're doing in terms of ocean sciences or ocean related activities in your community. Can be not only projects, scientific projects, but anything like conservation projects or ocean literacy projects, anything that you think it's relevant to highlight. You as a member of network, you can get benefits from this. All right. And just reach out to Hadia and Louise. Hadia, please, can you just drop your email in the chat so the members of the network can also reach out to you anytime, but also you can contact them directly through the website. You can find in our website the details of the communications and media team. But again, Hadia, can you just let them know when you need contents for what date of the month actually you're gonna need contents to create the newsletter? What's the deadline?
Okay, I will share email. You are welcome to send your achievement as a ECOP member. Collect all achievement and share it with us. And
Hello, Hadia, can you hear us? Hello? Well, we can also explain that in the upcoming newsletter, in the email, the particular email that you're gonna get about the newsletter, we can state the dates that we open to receive media contents from the members and also the core team members to contribute monthly to the newsletter. So it's very important that we have your work, your initiatives in Africa in terms of ocean sciences or ocean conservation or ocean sustainability. Also, if you come across with at your base institution in your country, you're welcome to share through our newsletter as well, not only through WhatsApp groups and LinkedIn, but you can also make use of our platform with the newsletter to highlight this event that either you're organizing your institution or your institution is organizing. So please reach out to our communications and media team anytime. I have a question here from Marian. Let me just open here for you, Marian. Hi, Marian, can you hear us? Hello, Marian.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, how are you?
With God's love, I'm doing fine. Hope you are
Thank
doing well
you.
too. Yeah, you were saying, hello?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, you said something. I really didn't hear it very well.
About? What's your question?
I was wondering how we could come together. Also, understand there's a WhatsApp this thing app for Ghana, and we need to really identify people who can help. And from what I'm seeing, I realize that most of the people are within the oceanographic, what do you call it, sector. But when it comes to the social sciences, there are very few people. And most of these problems are created by human beings. And there's a need for a better collaboration between those within the natural sciences as well as the social sciences. So how can we get people or have an all-round kind of group to be able to support this project? Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. That's a very good concern that you raised and suggestion. Like I said, I was gonna actually bring this up in my next, the ending of the session of the day, about how we can engage more actively with groups, categories of ECOPs. They're not scientists. Currently, I have tried to track down the categories of ECOPs, regardless if they're scientists or not, using our global database. But because the registry of the global database doesn't have a field where you state either your current career position or your title, whatever, it's hard to make this have an idea of in terms of ECOP Africa with your background. But going through it, I did realize that we have not only scientists, but we do have some social scientists, and also we have a lot of artists, which really impressed me. We would like to have a better understanding of the categories of ECOPs within the regional node. That's why we would like to implement the survey at the regional consultation level to be able to have these categories highlighted. But again, we are open to anyone, not only scientists, but also from the social aspect, like you said, can be part of the ECOP program, and we can integrate you in the current activities and projects that we have within the African node and also globally. For example, we do have ongoing discussion to either create a testing or a future hub in indigenous knowledge, for example. This is something that we also saw throughout this week event through the surveys, that our members want to have indigenous knowledge implemented and incorporated into the activities and discussions surrounding the Africa continent, but also in the UN Ocean Decade program. Now, I think we can. See, Marian, please drop me an email and we can definitely try to go forward in this discussion and also involve you or anyone else from the social sciences background, but also, again, reach out to the communities that are so most needed in terms of oceanology and ocean knowledge sharing with them. So we direct them on the best approach to conserve the oceans and the marine biodiversity behind it, and also the sustainability, the best way to sustainable oceans going forward for their livelihood. So please just drop me an email. I'll be really happy to carry on with this discussion for next year. We have a hand raised here from Sophia. Yes, Sophia, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. It was just an answer for Marian because she raised this question, and I just wanted to recall that one of our objectives through the Ocean Literacy Hub is actually to connect between the different sciences and the different backgrounds. And if you were following the presentation, we have 4 themes that we want to focus into during our Ocean Literacy Hub. And one of them is the heritage. And when we say the heritage, it's also the social aspect and the indigenous knowledge and wisdom aspect. So we will be more than happy to have the collaboration of all our ECOPs to strengthen the Ocean Literacy Hub in these aspects.
Thank you, Sophia. This is very important. We're definitely gonna be in touch with the social scientists in the upcoming years to participate more and engage with us in terms of like Sophia said, ocean literacy, but also in the discussion surrounding if it's really worthwhile to open out a testimony in indigenous knowledge, and I think this is a very promising testing actually, and we would like then to have members of the network leading this testing in the future. So please be in touch. We have one more hand raised here from Yuchi. Let's see, allowed to talk. Yes. Hi, Yuchi.
Yes, good afternoon here
Hello.
from Nigeria. Thank you for the wonderful presentation and all the activities that have been taking place. Very educative and the high level collaboration. Yes, I want to portray the fact that the last respected 2 speakers have spoken about involvement of social sciences program into such projects is really very important, because in Africa, as it is, for a system or situation or innovation to come up or to be changed, things to be changed for better off, we need these social scientists, because they are the ones that study the behavior of the people and know what is good and how can be packaged for these particular people to embrace. I'm talking about most of the people that live their own life and their income from activities pertaining and coastal region in ocean. So there is very important to involve the social sciences into these programs, more especially when such programs have been introduced, the social scientists have been excluded as if they are not being considered. And moreover, the activities that took place maybe in the coastal region involve real scientists, which could be at least how to take the measurements of a pH, water color, and the rest of it, which are the real sciences. And then the social sciences are excluded completely. It's as if they don't have a particular work. but they have a work in order to sensitize, create awareness, and change the behavior of such people. So it has become very important for such people to be included. For example, like me, who read rural sociology and agricultural extension, I'd be much doing kind of awareness and campaign on how the connection of the land use with the ocean is really very important for such people or such areas like from where we have come from to be involved in order to change the situation using stakeholders approach and then the behavioral dynamic approach that are involved with the other stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uchi. That was definitely the statement of the day, I think. I mean, you and Marion brought up a subject that is so important. Without engagement with the communities, intrinsic engagement with the communities, it feels like, we are not validating our efforts. And the social sciences comes in hand right now on that. And I think we definitely gonna put into our agenda for next year and the upcoming years for the UN, for the ECOP program within the African Node. And I encourage you and any other social scientists who would like to approach us to engage in the discussions and how we can maximize the efforts to really reach out to communities at the community level. Like you said, behavior changing. We need them partnering with us. So I would like to encourage you to especially reach out to our ocean literacy coordinators, Sophia Larissa and Chris Yumachuku, to go forward in the discussion. And then maybe if we do open up a test team on indigenous knowledge, then we can involve you or even more within the ECOP African Node. And additionally, I just wanted to stress out also the importance of the coordinators at the national levels. And I encourage not only the social scientists, but anyone who's interested to get more information related to anything or opportunities or kind of projects or involvement with the program, you are welcome to drop an email to the national coordinators of your country. This is why we are here for. This is why the national coordinators are for, to assist you on providing the best available tools within the core program where you can fit into either your career or even your personal, your personal commitments and values related to ocean conservation, sustainability. So it's our obligation to, providing these two to you. So I encourage also our national coordinators again to improve communications with their members of your network, not only the core team members. Again, we need to maximize the efforts, like Uchi said, and reach out also to the communities. And if there is someone within your country that would like to engage in the social sciences side of the core program together with the Ocean Literacy Hub, please, you can bridge this gap and connect our members with them. All right, thank you so much. We have one more hand up here. I'm going to open up, but this means we're going to have to proceed with the rest of the program. Khalid, you're welcome to speak. Thank you. Hello, Khalid.
You are very welcome, dear. Are you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having you in the floor also. I would like to present myself as Sudan. I am from Sudan. Sudan representative, ECOP node, because we have not yet established the ECOP Sudan node. But before 1 year, we have contacted a coordinator, the regional coordinator, Anthony, I think, maybe if I remember the name right.
Yes,
Anthony,
Antonada.
promised, Yeah, and he promised to establish the node of Sudan, and I was the professional representative for that period, but we didn't complete it yet. So we need more collaboration and more contact with and communication, maybe with Hadir Holi, because I think she is the responsible from the communication, maybe. So after that, I am already a member of Ocean Literacy Task Team in the WhatsApp group. So I have already contacted and be informed from the group by the events and this ECOP and the seminar series is one of them. I have already attended because of my contact there. So what we need is to know more about ECOP because me as ocean expert in Sudan, I am a marine biologist and I have my MSc in environmental studies. Nowadays, I am doing my PhD on Institute of Marine Research in Sudan, and it is regarding the sedimentation and its impact on mangrove biodiversity and establishment and carbon sequestration in the Sudanese Red Sea coast. So this information, I think we need more collaboration to have data and to have methodology. How could we do that? And I have already become a member of so much ECOPs, for example, and UNESCO, which is working for ocean literacy, if it is good, or another IOC. So I have attended many seminars and webinars. So I need to spread this knowledge in Africa, especially in Sudan, for me, because this study is later in Sudan to do it, but maybe later on we will have studies and we could also prepare ourselves to put the first stone or the pillar stone for the blue economy and the blue carbon and the ideas and studies which we have to do and achieve. What I want to say is I am a member or Secretary General of Alumni Faculty of Marine Sciences and Fisheries Association. The members are about 650. All of them are graduated from Faculty of Marine Sciences and Fisheries. They are ready to work in ECOP programs, ECOP events, or ECOP campaigns, which will be, if we contact with you in the right way, we can conduct it in Sudan. We live in coastal city. We need the knowledge. We need training, capacity building, and everything that we have already heard from you in ECOP for these previous 4 days. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope I have not taken your most time. So thank you. Thank
Not
you
at
very
all.
much.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear from you and that you intend to implement a node in Sudan. Unfortunately, I didn't get any information yet about the establishment of the node, but you're welcome to drop me an email. My email is here. My assistant just shared my email here in the chat. Please drop in an email and then I can give you more directions. I don't know if you missed the yesterday's presentation about a few steps where you can go forward with the establishing your node, but I can give you also by email some of the steps towards, and I'm glad to hear that. And by the way, Sudan has one of the amazing biodiversity on the planet. And I'm glad to hear that you're gonna implement that sometime soon. And thank you so much for your comments. We're definitely gonna try to engage more with the Sudan ECOPs, and encourage again everyone who would like to become part of our network to register in the database. This is so important. Please reach out to us. I think can maybe Virginia or Chamaka drop this just a link to the registration page for the ECOP program, please, in the chat. So the members that are not yet from the network, they can register, they can start engaging with us more closely. So now we just have to move on with the with the program, just to finalize, let me just share here quickly my screen. I'm glad to see this discussion going right now, actually, because I was gonna open up the chats and the members to speak up a little at the end of the program, but not only about talking about how we can support you, but providing general insights. And I think this is being very enriching throughout the week. I was just gonna remind you what are the main objectives of the ECOP program, because it came to my this week that maybe the language that we are using, not only in this event related to the annual Ocean Fair ECOP Africa, but in the whole ECOP program, is a little scientific for certain audience and certain target stakeholders that you really want to embrace in the program. So perhaps I could clarify that a little through this last presentation. So I just wanted to highlight the ECOP. ECOP stands for Early Career Ocean Professionals, and the vision of the ECOP program, endorsed by the UN Ocean Decade with the support of IOC UNESCO, is to elevate and strengthen the diverse perspectives of new generation of ocean professionals, but also enthusiasts, like we were speaking here today, through a collective voice. So basically, we want to provide a network of networks where you can not only approach the scientists, social scientists, conservationists, artists that are impassioned with the ocean, and how you can maximize the change of behavior and mindset towards ocean sustainability, the care about the oceans, the care about the marine biodiversity, and also on applying a more leading out of the business as usual practices along the African coast, in providing the livelihood for people and a source of income in a more sustainable way. So this is the objective of ECOPs, and reaching out to an audience where we can provide capacities for them, but also provide a platform where you can be heard. So I believe throughout this whole week of events, we can say that we've done that for the African region. We open up for questions, we open up for discussions like this, and it was very enriched, and we're gonna carry on doing that. So within the core program, we have 5 regional nodes. Again, the African node is one of the biggest regional nodes of the core program. We are very proud of it. But overall, we have more than 15 national nodes, 5 test teams, and 6,000 members globally, not only Africa, but in the global perspective. And we have at the moment 11 DOSA projects. So let's say that you want to provide submit a project for the call of the UN Decade. You can have the ECOP program as one of the support support programs for your project. So if you have any project in mind you would like to submit for the call, you can reach out to me if it's an Africa contest, or even the global coordinator of the ECOP Global, Virginia Costianada, who is going to be speaking shortly. Now you can benefit from us, not only about having webinar series available for you. You can also, by the way, watch the recordings of this webinar in our YouTube channel. This is available there for you if you haven't had a chance to participate on the days of these webinars. We also provide mentorship and internship programs. Also, we put up in our LinkedIn or the website when these internships and mentorship programs are available. We have a database of partners and also other networks that can be aligned to your goals in your career or your involvement with the ocean conservation. And again, like we said today with Linda, we have a wide range of opportunities that we put up available for you. We compile actually from different websites and also from ourselves. So as an African node, like I said, the objective is to provide networking opportunities, but also professional opportunity to enhance your capacity, your skills as a professional in ocean science or ocean related careers within Africa. Particularly, we were trying to get this inventory like I showed this week. We have over 1,400 members registered in our database. But we know there are many more professionals or interest enthusiasts or stakeholders related to the ocean that would like to become part of our network. So please, inventory is so important for us to have this compilation of members. So when we have opportunities, we can contact you directly if there's anything available. Also, we would like to understand more in depth the needs, priorities, and challenges through situation assessments regionally and at the national levels, and also providing opportunity in capacity building and ocean literacy. Like I said, our organization structure is organized by myself, my program assistant, our steering committee with 5 sub-regional nodes, 2 task team, which are the fundraising team that you had today here, and communications and media team, and the 11 official national nodes. We have 6 emerging nodes, perhaps 7 more, right, Khalid, with Sudan. To come on board in the ECOP Africa node. And if you not yet have official node in your country, you are welcome to reach out to us so you can start establishing this node in your country. So these are the test teams and also the 2 thematic hubs that we just launched this week, Capacity Development and Ocean Literacy Hub. These are our official national nodes. Again, I stress the importance of communication directly with the members on your country. Please, coordinators and core team members of each of the national nodes, keep accessing your emails for the ECOP program. You're also welcome to drop your official ECOP email in the chat here so the members of the network can reach out to you for clarity or opportunities or directions in the career pathway, advice, or any kind of information that you would like to have some assistance with. This is our obligations as to assist you in the membership of the ECOP program. So you're very welcome to reach out to the national coordinators of your country or myself as well. So we are proudly ECOP program node where we already reached out to 49 countries in Africa. There's so much more to do. We had some insight this week from Divine of the IOC Ghana representative saying that we still have more to do, and we fully agree with him. We need to reach out not only to the coastal countries, but also to inland countries. Remember, the inland countries are also part of the ocean decades and the discussions around ocean sustainability and conservation. They're not left out. And I encourage you to reach out to me if you are still uncertain of your participation and how you can engage with the ECOP program. You're welcome. Again, we are all discussing about blue economy in Africa as one of the pillars to change the socioeconomic degree and level of development in our continent. And we need to understand that non-coastal countries are also beneficial from the blue economy if they have access to aquatic resources, not only the oceans, right? So please, we encourage you to participate and reach out to us to become part of their network. Again, what exactly is an ECOP? That's what I would like to highlight in this slide here. Like I said, some came to my attention by personally from other ECOPs. What are the ECOPs actually? They didn't understand. Is it only for scientists? No, we are open for anyone, ocean enthusiasts, artists, the youth with the ocean literacy, the educators from the ocean literacy side, communities, again, riverine communities, women-led communities, or fishermen, anyone that work relatedly intrinsically with the ocean or have a connection somehow with the ocean or a passion for the oceans. Government officials, NGOs, and also private business also are part of the ECOP program and are welcome in the ECOP program. So it's not only restricted to scientists. Of course, the opportunities, because we are targeting capacity development mostly, we direct this opportunity to feed into the young scientists or young ocean leaders, but we don't want, like many of you raised today, the community. We don't want the communities left out. So we would like to address that in the upcoming years by engaging more closely through the ocean literacy channels within the ECOP Africa node and also the global node, the global program. How to join us? Like I said, 3 simple steps. Please register in the database. You can also engage directly with your node in your country. If there is an official node, you can become a core team member or you can establish a new node. And also following us in the social media like LinkedIn or WhatsApp community. You can get the WhatsApp link also on our website. And finally, how to support ECOPs. Again, with the support that we've been doing this week in the fundraise campaign is also to try to get some minimal financial support for the national nodes to conduct their activities. But we also are open for in-kind support and collaborations. The discussion that we have here about engagement with social sciences, this is the kind of partnership and collaboration that we are looking for, and we are very glad to hear that. So I believe that we are open for further engagement, variety of stakeholders, not only scientists and social scientists, but anyone interested. So please, you're welcome to support that at that level as well if you like. But we really would like to see also more sponsors in our activities. We need these sponsorships to provide our members of networks with minimal tools, financial tools, so they can attend to conference, to enhance their academic skills in training opportunities or get paid internships somehow. So any kind of support is also welcome. Please drop an email for our fundraise team, CC me, and we can happily discuss this further of any kind of support or collaboration you might have. Finally, I would like to thank you all for the support of this week. But before we stop here, I want to welcome our global coordinator, Virginia Kostionaya, for the final presentation of the day. She's going to provide you with the insights of the week on her perspectives of the ECOP Global Program. Welcome, Virginia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and I welcome everyone. I have been participating in all the sessions this week, and this is such a great event. Thank you all for your participation and your active questions and all the presentations and comments. We have been duly noting on all of this, and we'll be following up on this shortly. I think this was a very interesting and really meaningful and useful event for everyone, I guess both for the members of the ECOP Africa, for the coordinators, and also for us and for me personally. I think such events should be happening more often, and I hope we can repeat this with even more attendance in spring 2025. We have, as it has been mentioned many times during this week, we have this global registry, which now has over 6,000 members. So we have about 1,400 members from Africa, and we have about 300 people registered for this ocean fair. So I do hope that we have even more participants next time, that will enable participants to cooperate, network, get to know each other, ask questions, and get more connections out of this platform. I'm really hopeful for all the developments that are happening, all the databases of opportunities, etc. From the global level in 2025. I'm really hoping to launch a few very important tools for the global level, but of course, ECOP Africa will be one of the main recipients of those. And so that is the database of opportunities on the global level that was mentioned today, but also the database of networks. We just need to find a way how to put it up on the website so you can find a network related to your research. In most of the cases, these networks are about early career professionals, but not all of them. I think it will be a great resource for people to see which network they can join as well. And of course, the database of mentorship opportunities that is already on our website. We also have more topics to cover in our capacity development work. We have many ideas, and we are talking to new collaborators, new partners in Africa to make sure that we can have those trainings in Africa so that ECOPs from Africa don't have to apply for a visa and go to Malta, let's say, so that it will be much easier for them and more straightforward. So a lot of really exciting developments in 2025, and I hope to see many of you in some of the conferences like One Ocean Science Congress or United Nations Ocean Conference, both happening in Nice, and of course in any online meetings. So I thank you all. Thank you so much for all your work and efforts, and I do hope that the ECO program has been beneficial for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you so much for your kind words today and all your support that you have been given us. The Africa nodes, establishing the new nodes, especially in this transition phase between the last coordinator and myself. That was very, very appreciated. And thank you so much for everything. Well, now we can close up the event. Thank you so much, everyone. That was wonderful. I'm so glad everything went well, that everyone had a chance to engage and have a better understanding of the ECOP in Africa. And I hope you really benefit from this event this year. We're hoping to also continue with this event next year in activities. Please keep up to date in our social medias, especially not only WhatsApp group, but LinkedIn. And also you are welcome to reach out to us, like I said, by email anytime. Also national coordinators of emerging nodes who wants to become official nodes, please drop me an email. I'll be back to you in January because we're basically on holiday. So I wish you, every one of you, a very blessed Christmas, a holiday season with your family and your friends. And thank you so much. Thank you especially for the speakers of this week, our former coordinator, Gabriel Juma, Judy Beaumont from IOI South Africa, from Maria McAndrew, from Maizalu, Ayubi Akbaro from Mohammed VI Foundation. Thank you so much. And also Angeli that haven't been here with us today because she has to cancel, but thank you for all the support from KFF and any other speakers, our coordinators, Sophia, all the coordinators of national nodes, Chris, and everybody else. Thank you so much. That was very, very nice. Thank you and bye-bye. Take care.